Hi, this is David Masters from the Foundation of Human Understanding. Today's message is based upon the Aramaic Bible in plain English. Here's what it says. And do not imitate this world, but be transformed by the renovation of your minds, and you shall distinguish what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of God. Now, if you are transformed by living in the moment and being quiet, as the scripture says, be still and know that I am God, then you will have a different way of looking at things, because the world has a constant pressure. It's pushing in on you all the time, trying to get you to think the thoughts that are produced and manufactured by the world. The world is a giant machine that turns out all kinds of thoughts and ideas. And the way the world gets you is to get you to adopt those ideas and to get you to think that those ideas are your own. Now, most ideas really aren't. We don't really have much original thought whatsoever. And by looking at this scripture, and again, this is the Aramaic Bible in plain English. This is the language that Jesus spoke. It says, and do not imitate this world. Well, there's the first part of it right there. Who comes into the world and is not an imitator? Well, we all are imitators, aren't we? Don't we all copy what our friends and our parents and the media and the social media and everything that we see and hear? Don't we kind of take it on and sort of project it back out of ourselves as if it was our idea? I remember when I was young, I thought most of my ideas were my own until I started being more objective. When I started meditating at around the age of 18 years old, I started getting quiet and I started realizing, where did that thought come from? When thoughts would kind of come into my mind. I remember one time I was editing some tape of one of my dad's lectures in a back room. And I'm sitting there for hours upon end, and all of a sudden I heard this word come into my mind, Kleenex. And I stopped and I thought, where did that word come from? And then I started looking around, and this room had nothing in it, just boxes. And there, sort of behind several other boxes, there was a sliver that I could make out that there was a Kleenex box back there. And so my hungry mind, that had become hungry because it was actually quite empty, was looking for something to think. And that is how your mind works. Your empty mind, because it has been constantly feeding on what I would call wax fruit, the things of the world. Your mind is constantly looking for something to absorb and then to sort of digest and believe that it is your own idea when it really isn't. So again, let's go back to the Aramaic Bible in plain English. Do not imitate the world, but be transformed by the renovation of your minds, and you shall distinguish what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of God. So if you cannot identify what it is that is in your mind, you got a problem, because then you think it's all yours, and it isn't. And this is the reason why people do a lot of stupid things and think, why did I do that? Well, if you can think about it that way, you're already 50% of the way there, because then you're going to realize that you were influenced. And what did they call these people that are on social media? Influencers. So think about it this way. If you learn how to get quiet, according to the word of the Bible, to be still and know, and the word know actually means to become intimate with the source. If you get quiet long enough, you're going to be aware of the things that are coming into your mind that are trying to influence you all the time. And as you become aware of those things, and you step back and realize that's not my thought, and I don't have to follow that, your life will change and you will grow. Again, the Aramaic Bible in plain English, do not imitate this world, but be transformed. That means changed into another person. You'll have a new life by the renovation or the restoring of your mind, and you shall distinguish what is good as opposed to what is not good. Acceptable, which is those things that are not acceptable you don't want to eat. It would be like eating rotten fruit. You'll be able to distinguish what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of God. That's why it's so important to learn to get quiet, and also to turn back toward the Scripture, to read and to understand what it is that God has given us over thousands of years through his prophets and through his messengers. That's my message for today. David at FHU.com if you want to email me, or FHU.com. Thanks for watching.